So today I'm going to be doing a quick unboxing of a very high-end board from ASUS. Now the WS series of boards is a little bit different from their Extreme Republic of Gamers branding. So it's more of a workstation, WS workstation, oriented board. But what you will find here is, actually I'll wait till we get inside. Okay, first of all, let's tell you what it says on the front. This is a Core i7 or Xeon board, so it's an LGA 1366 board. It supports Tesla with CUDA of all things, okay? Again, a workstation feature. It supports SLI and Crossfire X, so it's perfectly gaming ready. All right, it has 5,000 hour VRM, blah, 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 100% Japanese made solid capacitors. It has SAS on board. Again, a very workstation oriented feature because you do need a SAS controller if you want to run 15,000 RPM drives, for example. 16 plus 2-phase power for your CPU, EPU6 engine, and 7 Gen 2 PCI Express 16X slots. That is what I was going to give away, which is the 7 in the name, but I guess they spoiled the surprise on the front. Okay, they have Express Gate, Super Hybrid Engine, Okay, what do we got inside? First we have support for 3-way SLI and Crossfire. Best choice for intensive CUDA parallel computing. So those 7 PCI Express slots, you could theoretically install as many as 7 single slot GTX 260s, which do exist, which would be a folding machine on a board like this. Okay, so 16 plus 2-phase power, SAS on board. Okay, this is all the same stuff from the front. I'm not going to bother to list it again. This is the same stuff from the front again. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's have a look at the board itself in terms of accessories first. So we've got one of those FireWire and USB 2.0 combo backplates. Okay, thank you for that. Then we have an SLI bridge. Remember, you don't need a Crossfire bridge to come with your motherboard because it should come with your video cards. Then we have, what is this? I'm gonna have to open this to find out what it is because I haven't seen this before. Okay, it's some kind of small PCB. Okay. Oh, cool. All right, neat. Okay, so this has the onboard power and reset switches as well as a diagnostic LED display. Okay, so I'm assuming that plugs in somewhere on the board, and well, I'll put that aside for now so that hopefully I can show you later where it plugs into. Then we have a 3-way SLI bridge. Hopefully you've seen one of those before. You know what that looks like. Okay, SATA cables. We have 6 SATA cables, 3 of which are right angle and 3 of which are straight. Then we have 1 Molex to 2 SATA power adapter. Then we have, we've got a couple of those neat, okay, so these are SAS cables. Basically, this is designed to be a more secure connector. I've seen people use them for SATA as well because remember, a SAS cable is pretty much the same thing as a SATA cable. So it plugs right into both the power and the data, and then off the back of it, you've got the power cable and then a data cable. So the whole thing is built into one unit, supposedly makes it a little bit harder to dislodge. Then you've got the ASUS Q connector. Okay, in most cases they come in blocks now anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. There's your I/O shield. Here is your user's manual, which is uncharacteristically thick. You've also got your ASUS case badge as well as your driver DVD. Don't use this, download the latest off the ASUS website. All right, here we've got a lot of information in probably a few different languages. No, it's all English. Check that out. This is one thick, all English manual. That's impressive. Okay, let's get the board itself out. Ooh, this is very shiny. I like it already. All right. There you go. So, like all LGA 1366 boards, this does support an LGA 136 CPU. You've got a LOT socket there in case anyone cares. There was some rumors going around about LOT sockets being superior, so ASUS has not skimped on the socket right off the bat. You've got support for triple channel DDR3 memory, up to 24 gigs if memory serves. Then you have your power connector in its ideal location along the right-hand edge of the board. Now, these heat pipes, I can't even begin to tell you exactly what they're cooling, but I'm going to go ahead and start taking some guesses. First of all, I'm going to guess that this is cooling the power delivery mechanism for the RAM. Okay, so that heat pipe is coming out of the chipset area where I'm assuming they're using some sort of PCI bridge chips, probably NF200, in order to provide all of these PCI Express lanes because the X58 chipset does not support this many PCI Express lanes natively. Okay, so then moving on down the board, we've got 6 Sata connectors, which are powered from the X58 chipset, as well as 2 SAS connectors, which are powered off a third-party chipset. So you can see they're labeled here, Sata 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and SAS 1 and 2. Then over here we have our 7 PCI Express connectors. Now I haven't done my research ahead of time to be able to tell you which ones are running at which speed. Let's see if they've been nice and labeled them for me. No, they haven't. So let's just assume they're all running at some kind of mixture of 16x and 8x. Down here we've got our USB headers as well as a FireWire header and front audio header. Then we have the cooling solution for... Is that even attached to anything? Oh yeah, it is attached to something. That's attached to a Marvell chipset. Okay, and then it comes all the way up here and we have more cooling radiators for the voltage delivery system for the CPU. Then we have our 8-pin power connector up at the top of the board, exactly where it belongs. Top left, and then let's move on to the I/O at the back. So you've got one of those PS2 keyboard mouse combo ports. I love those. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 USB 2.0 ports. This is a bit of an older board, so it doesn't have support for USB 3.0. You have both coaxial and optical digital audio out, 2 gigabit LAN, 2 eSATA, which is really nice to see, and 7.1 audio. On the back, you've got your standard LGA 1366 backplate, and they've got the little Stack Cool 2 label here, which is basically allowing the PCB to dissipate heat more effectively throughout itself by using more copper. So it's a way of keeping things a little bit cooler. So thank you for checking out my unboxing of the ASUS P6T7 Workstation Supercomputer Motherboard.